Hello. Well, the theme that we have got this week is truth. And our news media here in the UK is very full of various parties that seem to have been held over the last couple of years. And the politician, particularly the Prime Minister, is under great pressure because what he's saying, people are saying, that's not true. And I just thought, hey, truth is such an important thing. And how we speak and how honest we are is a very real thing. And the story that came into my mind, which I mentioned as I wrote the word for the week, is of one of our sons who he just started work, and it was. He was very pleased. The company that he worked for gave him a car, and he was happy, and he was working well, and everything was going well. But one night he went off with some friends. He went into a beach near Weston-super-Mare, and he was driving the car around, got too close to the water. Well, the sand becomes very unstable. Car got stuck. Nothing they could do to shift it. Tide comes in. Car is lost, job is lost, and everything is pretty miserable. And so you can imagine he was very, very unhappy. But just a few weeks later, he applies for another position, and he's on his way for an interview. And his wife says to him, "Hey, look, I'm going to come with you. Put your work clothes in the car, and if they say, when can you start? You say, I can start now." So that's what he did. And he did start now. And he was working on this. And a couple of weeks later, his boss called him in because they just started him working immediately and said, just tell me, why did you leave your last job? And he immediately says, well, I was extremely foolish. They gave me a company car. I went on the beach, got stuck in the sand, tide came in, no car, no job. And his boss was quite surprised that there was this honesty about this foolishness and misdemeanor. And he said, well, this reference I've got from your previous employers, it's not very complimentary about even your work. He said, but since you've worked here, I can't fault your work. Your work has been excellent. And as far as I'm concerned, the job is yours. And it has all to do with the fact that you didn't cover up something that you could have tried to hide. And as Jesus said to his disciples, you'll know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And in the psalm that I was reading just these few days ago, David says, I'm determined not to sin by what I say. And so I'm just really wanting folks to say, let's just work out how we speak. If we are caught in doing something that's wrong, well, let's learn how to repent. Say, I'm sorry, I did that, it was wrong, and please forgive me. And also, we need to be those who will see things that are good and encourage. And that speaks truth into people's lives. One of our granddaughters is just about to move jobs, and when she gave her notice in, the whole, her employers, her boss, her team manager really scarcely said a word of encouragement for really years. And then once she said, well, actually, I'm going to go and look for another job, they begin to tell her how good she's been. He said, if you'd been speaking like this over the past year or 2 years, she said, I don't think I'd have been leaving. But I've had no encouragement, I've had no affirmation. And so let us be those who can affirm. Also, flattery actually is not true. When we say something to somebody that isn't true, and we try and make out that they're better than they are, that isn't any good to anybody, because it puts them into a false. They think false things about themselves. And also, in speaking the truth, we need to be able to correct. I mean, it's quite a skill to be able to correct somebody, to do it lovingly, to do it kindly, to do it positively, but also to do it truthfully. And, when David was confronted with his sin with Bathsheba, and Nathan said that you are the man, David repented. Yes, he said, I am the man. And we have Psalm 51 as the prayer that he prayed to God, saying, Lord, I'm sorry. This was wrong. Please don't take a spirit from me. Please give me a second chance. And he was given a second chance. And God blessed him. And God said of David, he's a man after my own heart. And so I'm not trying to be accusatory to people. I'm not trying to say, none of us have always told the truth all our lives. We are finite people. We're limited people. But with this all on the news, I just found myself saying, look, I want to be a person who's known as truthful. I want to know a person who encourages, someone who can speak the truth, which is maybe has to correct something in what someone has done. And so my word of encouragement to everybody this week, as we read and as we just think about this whole sense of truth. It's all very well to point our fingers at politicians and all kinds of people who are not speaking truth. And we need to say, well, what are my words like? How am I speaking? I do not want to sin by what I say. I want to be known as someone who can be trusted in what they say, who is honest, who is loving, and who is kind. So those are my words of encouragement to you this week. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. God bless you.